This is the best day ever. I can feel it flow. My body feels alive. My thoughts move with ease. There's a quiet confidence moving through me. I'm grateful for this moment, grateful for my breath, grateful for the life I live and everything that's next. Every morning meets me with something new. Life keeps unfolding in ways I choose. Good things find me without the chase. Everything aligns when I hold this space. I feel good, I feel steady, I feel grounded and fully ready. Today is my day, everything flows my way. Miracles meet me in the most natural way. This is the best day ever, I can feel it in me. Everything responds to my energy. I'm the luckiest person alive. Everything works out for me. The more I trust this feeling, the more I clearly see. One decision shifts me into a new timeline. I choose who I am and everything aligns. I move with intention, I move with ease. What belongs to me arrives naturally. I don't rush, I don't delay. Life supports me in every way. Every step I take feels guided and right. I move through the day with power and light. I feel calm, I feel certain, I feel open, like life is working. Today is a bright day, everything flows my way. Opportunities find me, I don't need to chase. This is the best day ever. I stand in my energy. Everything responds to the state I embody. I'm the luckiest person alive. I see it everywhere, in every little moment, and how life shows it cares. I move with joy, I move with trust. Everything I need is already with us. I feel guided, I feel free. There's a natural rhythm carrying me. Today is my day, everything flows my way. Miracles show up in the most natural way. This is the best day ever. That's the energy I stay. Everything responds to the state I play. Today is my day. Today is my day.
Well, good evening. Welcome. If we have not yet met, I'm Denise, and you're on the virtual Do Better Rant. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for joining in. Boy, it's been a day. It has been a day. Lots of real and unreal things happening out there. I don't know if you saw this. Yeah, big day in the sky. I was up about 20 after 4 this morning, and I went out to see the planetary parade, but because I'm in the middle of some big ponderosas, I could only see 4 of the 6 planets. But Saturn was super easy to see. Neptune, I couldn't see Neptune, but I knew where it was. I had a little sky map app. I was checking out the sky because that's the kind of nerd that I am. Totally missed the total solar eclipse around lunchtime today. I don't even know what happened. I'm going to get into eclipses if I can remember later on. Yeah, there's all kinds of idiots out there, Lily. Stay home. And then after the show tonight, I have got myself a perfect setup to go watch some of the meteor shower tonight. So after the show, I'm going to go get my hoodie on because it'll be chilly and go watch some fallen stars. Yeah, it'll be fun. And I don't know about you guys, but apparently I missed 7 seconds of Gravity. They turned Gravity up. Oh, it was nonsense. The interwebs were in rare form today. Apparently somehow we were supposed to lose 7 seconds of Gravity earlier. Honestly, people, have we not learned about NPCs and fake news and psyops? Come on, we got to do better. Holy smokes. But I'm super glad you're here. We love underdog stories. 13 colonies against an empire, small regiment holding Little Round Top, an enslaved man seizing a Confederate ship and sailing it to freedom and then going to work for the Union. You got a kid from Belarus under the Soviet Union who became a billionaire in the United States. You got some admin who was worried about her hose all the time working, and she became a billionaire with Spanx. I've got all kinds of underdog stories for you tonight, but really the underpinning is mindset. It is all about mindset. I had some rain roll through here, Ken. Yesterday we got a pretty good rain here in by the way, I'm still on the road. I am in Pagosa Springs. Actually, I am about 10 miles west of Pagosa in a little hamlet called Aspen Village. I am back a mile back a dirt road. Yeah, it's good. It's a great little cabin. Freaking loving it. Boo's having a ball. It's just wonderful. He's in his playpen, Ren. I'll bring out the bubbles later. But anyways, I wanted to look at some pretty powerful underdog stories tonight and maybe give you a chance to reset, to do better, to maybe get a new perspective. So these are some of the things that I've taught in my Pagosa Springs is in Colorado, Lily. So I am in mountain daylight time right now, so not West Coast time. Yeah, Pagosa Springs. I have not been out much. I have been working, I have been writing, I have been journaling, I have been breathing, doing a lot of meditating, a lot of quiet time, a lot of dancing in the living room because the ceilings are high enough for me to do that. I don't feel like if I go crazy with the arms, I'm going to smack myself. So anyways, I feel good here. I feel really good, just like the song says. I hope you liked the video. I finished that a couple days ago. I'll play it again later in the show in case some of the folks that came in late. I'm going to play it again because it's just so good. The song, I wasn't talking about the video, but the video is not bad. Anyways, I learned a lot doing the video, by the way. All right, let's see. Yeah, come on now. Red knows what's going down. Just being instead of doing, that's where we want to get. Yeah, come on now. All right, so underdogs. Tonight, that's where we are, underdogging. Here's a little Pepe. I got a couple little Pepes and some general catch-up news for you. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Listen, the world's a dumpster fire. There's just no better way to put it. Just chill the hell out. Just chill the hell out. It's going to be okay. Now, I say that to you, but I am talking to myself because I just talked to my lawyer about an hour ago regarding my trailer fiasco. I consider myself an above average person, but I apparently missed some signals from my lawyer. So the process is even more painful and more slow than I thought. because now under the warranty agreement, they must take the rig from Camping World in Indiana, Greenfield, to Elkhart, Indiana, to the Forest River manufacturing site, and they're gonna fix it. So that's the process right now. It will continue to unfold. It's a bunch of bullshit, but complex systems hide fraud. Complex system kill your soul. So this mindset thing, it's like the universe knows that I need a lesson in mindset. And here we are. How delightful. How freaking delightful. But aside from that, gang, I do have some great news. Put a little blue ribbon on there. All right. In the hat, that is my sister, Sherry. She is 1 year younger than me. We, in fact, share the same birthday. That is her husband, Joe. He's 10 years older than her. And they have been married for 40. It'll be 42 years. God, I can't even believe it. 42 years in October. Yep. If you are new to the channel, that is my sister who beat stage 4 glioblastoma. The system really wants to break her. We see some bad things and we need you to come back in every month. So every month she's been going in since March, every 30 days for a new MRI. Of course, they're just polluting her body with that crap. Yeah, I have opinions on that. They may not align with yours, but that's okay. Anyways, she went in for her MRI yesterday. Today was the results meeting, and she got a clean bill of health. In fact, they don't want to see her for 60 days. So that is awesome news. And I love that my sister inspires me because look at her living her life. I know it's hard to tell on the picture on the left, but she got to go there in somewhere in the Carolinas, north, south, somewhere at a beach on the Atlantic side where the sea turtles lay their eggs. And she got to go to the site today, bright and early in the morning. And she got to see the little baby turtles, a whole bunch of them. And that's their little footprints alongside of mama. That's their little footprints running back into the water with their mama. She got to see that today. And I thought I'd share that with you. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Yeah, I'm on it, Lily. Don't you worry, baby. I got this. Yep. I don't want it back. Yeah, that's all right. It's all going to work out. Everything's working out. It's going to work out. You know, here, I got a little poem. I'm going to read you a little poem here. And again, this is a reminder to me as much as it is. I hope it resonates with you. I stole this from somebody out on the interwebs. Maybe I'll be able to read it. Yeah. Okay. Life is going to work out perfectly. All the right things are going to happen. All the right people are going to come, and all the wrong people are going to leave. You're going to have a beautiful home that brings you peace, and you're going to have a dynamic career that gives you purpose. You're going to wake up next to the love of your life and spill sweet words over morning coffee. You're going to have slow Sundays and wholesome holidays. You're going to be impactful, and you're going to be recognized for your devotion. You're going to travel and see the world, and you're going to encounter incredible people along the way. Facts. All right. Well, we're not going anywhere, Ren. You come back when you're ready, girlie. Come on back. Yeah. So anyways, I was pretty excited for my sister, and I know you guys have been following that journey with me. So thank you. Thank you for letting me live that with you. It's coming, Lily. It's coming. So if you've ever been the underdog, the odd man out, different, this is a show for you. It's okay. You gotta keep your sense of humor. Woods Water is one of my favorite channels over on TikTok, and he or she posts a bunch of cool little sayings every day. This was one I totally stole from him or her. I can't imagine the amount of self-control it takes to work at the bubble wrap factory. Now that's just funny because, you gotta squish that stuff. But I swear to God, today I felt like I did work at a bubble wrap factory. Have you ever heard somebody say this meeting could have been an email? I lived that for about 3 hours this afternoon. I know, I'm getting paid for it, but it kind of gets in my craw. So I've been looking for the funnies. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of crap going down out there. There's earthquakes, there's wildfires running amok, there's people dropping over dead unexpectedly. Gang, you got to enjoy the ride. You just got to enjoy the ride. So here's my very first question. So here's what I would like you guys in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay, first of all. Hit the buttons, do the thing, share it out. I'd appreciate that. But leave me a comment somewhere, either in the show notes or in the show comments, or maybe in the chat if you're here with me live. I'm curious. There's an author that I follow out on TikTok, Lisa Proul. I think she's out of West Virginia. She writes vampire romance series, which I can't help myself. I'm a sucker for it. Anyways, look. Yeah, a friend of mine was fighting the fires up in Spokane, and I'm really worried about him. I don't know if he's out there today or not, but yeah, I did see that they brought in some Aussies and the Royal Canadian Guard to help with the fires. So the Australians and the Canadians came to help, the firefighters anyway. So thank you very much for that. But here's my question. And I promise I'll tell you my answer, because I answered this on her post when she put it out there. If you could telepathically tell all the humans on the planet, whatever the count is, because who knows, that's probably a made up number. All the humans on the planet, if you could telepathically send them one message, just tell them one sentence, one thing, what would you say? I'm curious. What would you say? I'll give you a minute to chew on that, because I know there's a delay in the broadcast, and that's okay. I'm freaking used to talking to myself. Here's what I wrote to Lisa when I saw this on her on TikTok, because I want somebody to lean in and whisper this in my ear. So if I had the chance to reach all the humans on the planet telepathically, I would say, it's going to be okay. That's it. It's going to be okay. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay. That's what I would tell them. So I don't know what you might say. Oh, that is beautiful, Lily. I'm going to read it. Lily wrote in the chat over on pilled.net, which we love. Thank you very much. Ren and Ken are hanging out, making the comments over on Rumble. Hopefully we'll get some more folks in there soon. But Lily, I love this. You are loved. You are enough. Oh, that's powerful right there. You are loved. You are enough. And everything's going to be just fine. Be happy. Don't worry. Oh, nice. Very nice. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Something book of knowledge. I can't remember what that acronym is, but I got you. Lily, thank you for playing along. Appreciate that. Nice. Yeah, it's going to be okay. It really is. Yeah. Why fuss about it? It's going to be okay. All right. Let's see. I've got some videos coming up for you. Gang, it is still the 250. I hope you are out there enjoying it. I hope you have your flags flying. I hope you have um, the patriotic spirit that we need in this country. I hope somewhere in your world you find a little way to show your patriotism with a little red and blue somewhere. You know, I always got red on, especially on Fridays, to remember everyone deployed because I love our veterans and I appreciate our soldiers out there doing the stuff that I can't do. Everything gonna be okay. All right. Oh, everything gonna be okay. Oh, and Ken, you would say hello, friend? I love that. Or does anyone have a ginger beer? That's cute. That's awesome. Thanks for playing along. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it, but the Patriot Games opened up today or yesterday. That's kind of fun. You can go out and watch that on the whitehouse.gov. There's links to it out there. And of course, it's Patriot season. As far as I'm concerned, I used to say May 1st through Veterans Day. Now it's just President's Day all the way through Veterans Day. That's Patriot season. You can have Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, but the rest is for the Patriots. Just saying. Just saying. I made that up. That isn't a real thing. Do your own research. All right. So I want to talk about some good humans. I want to talk about some perspective shifts. I definitely want to get into the underdogs, but what I'm really excited to share with you is Navajo Code Talker Day. That's today. Indigenous Peoples Day was declared to be August 9th every year, but usually the second Wednesday of August is the Navajo Code Talkers Day. So anyways, I'm going to share some background with you, what it was, what it means. I was actually up living on the Navajo res in 2019 when there was like a rash of Navajo code talker deaths. And I remember because I was working at the power plant, and you know, at the power plant, it was 90% Navajo folks. I'm Belagana. I'm that's Navajo for white girl, blonde white girl. And yeah, I remember when Willie Tully Brown passed away. Now he was 90, 92, 96. He was in his 90s when he passed. But I knew nothing about it. And it was cool to be on the Navajo res and get a firsthand view of the reaction and how many people took off work to go up to Window Rock for the ceremony. It was pretty cool, but I'll get back into that in a little bit. Yeah, little mindset, how we can do better. That's what we're going to do tonight. Yeah, there's a 250, baby. Yeah. Lily's adjusting her answer on what she would talk to each of the humans on the planet. She might say, don't be an idiot. That is a fair statement, girl, because they are out there in full force, it seems. So, yeah, do be careful if you're out on the road. They are knuckleheads. Yeah. All right. Talked about that. Oh, hold up. I know I want to share. I don't know what I was thinking. I just about went by this. Listen, I got 3 videos of this young lady. And if you haven't heard her, I know Lily's probably, because I reposted it over on TikTok and she probably saw it already. It's so much fun because Lily and I are both on TikTok and we share stuff back and forth. And I love that. It makes me very happy, Lily. Anyways, this freaking girl blew me away. The pipes on this young woman. Her name is Julie Falcon. Now, you guys know I love the Star Spangled Banner when it's done great, and there's many people who do it great. There's many people who suck at it. It's not an easy song to sing. Last week I played Mike Rowe's version. He was trying to do it in under a minute, trying to tell us that if you sang it fast, you would more easily remember the words. I don't know about that, Mike, but that's okay. Anyways, so I stumbled across this TikTok for Julie Falcon. She's a kid. She's a kid. I'm telling you, my top Star Spangled Banner ever, it depends. Well, it's almost a tie. All right. So Chris Stapleton, great rendition. But Whitney at the 96 Super Bowl, come on. It was Whitney. This girl may be better. I'm going to play it, and I'll let you tell me what you think in the comments. All right. So here, I actually have 3 of her videos. I'm like, who is this Julie Falcon showing up in my For You page, right? Oh, and I don't even have it loaded. What the hell is wrong with me? Hold, please. Hold, please. All right, let's see. I want you. I'm gonna build up this. All right, hold on. This is her. Okay, do you guys know who the Savannah Bananas are? Jess. He's been one of my good humans that I've highlighted in past shows. Jess. Can't remember his last name. But he has made a multi-billion-dollar industry out of a farm-like league baseball. They've got tournaments. They've got other teams that they play now. The Savannah Bananas was the inaugural team. And oh my goodness. So Julie Falcon gets to go to Wrigley Field in Chicago where the Savannah Bananas are playing. All right, here's her. This is her lead up at the airport. All right, and then I'll play the one where she sings.
Completely unaware that I'm about to become extremely concerned about one single thing. So come to Chicago with
Let's try that again.
them at Wrigley Field for the Savannah Bananas. First step in Chicago was to figure out how to leave the airport without getting lost. Thankfully, my friend Jasper picked me up. I practiced a few times the night before and then I went straight to bed. Next morning, we got ready to head to Wrigley, and I guess I was still treating it like a normal day because it just hadn't registered yet until I walked up and saw how many people were in the stadium. I got escorted to the field, and that's when the nerves started kicking in. And I went over everything that possibly could go wrong in my head. I was so happy my best friends were there with me because they kept me calm without even trying. Then it was time to put in my earplugs to make sure I hear myself when I get out there. And then I just started doing vocal exercises like a crazy person. It's a great one. As an artist from a small town who literally started out busking on the street, this was pretty crazy. While I was waiting to sing, I ended up talking to some of the players, and they were genuinely so nice. I think that's what I love most about performing. No matter how big the room, it always comes back to the people.
I'm about to go on. What is happening?
So if you're wondering what I'm doing on my phone here, I'm literally checking the starting note and making sure I don't mess up the key for the 20th time. And then
Hang on, this is her singing. Let me pull this one back. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
Falcon.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light
It's another time.
what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Julie.
I got goosebumps and I got tears in my eyes. I'm not even gonna lie. That girl's got some pipes. You got that right, Ken. Holy smokes. Yeah, I had to share Julie Falcon with you. Find her, follow her, support her out on the interwebs, wherever you are. Find that girl. She deserves all the good things. All the good things. Oh, jeez. Prairie, it's nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. All right. All right. So, I did the show on underdogs and really the mindset, but sometimes you just need a little bit of a perspective shift. I got to be careful when I say that. But here's some labeling, but labeling for good things that might be helpful for you. First, I'm going to run out there's three that I wanted to share with you. The first one is, here, we can put that back up. The Michelangelo effect. I'm going to talk about watering someone else's flowers. Now, I did that. I just didn't know that's what it was called. And then, of course, you have the power to be the one that makes a difference. I've shared this one. This is only 15 seconds, but I've shared this before. Everybody has a chance to make a difference. All right. So let me get the Michelangelo effect. Check this out. This is cool. This is you'll recognize them when they start talking. It's I think it's Chris Williams and all right, McConaughey.
Idea of the Michelangelo effect. Have you heard of this? Awesome. So the Michelangelo effect describes a situation in a relationship, friendship, or intimate partnership where each partner sees the best in the other and tries to help bring that out. So the sum of the parts is greater than it is individually. I think in life you want to be finding people that believe in you more than you believe in you, that hold you to higher standards.
I think that's the definition of a good friend. I think that's the definition of a good partner. Definition of a good husband, wife. They remind us of the best of ourselves.
100%. any ship, friendship, partnership, intimate or not. Are you looking for the good in each other? That's the kind of friends, that's the kind of people you want to hang out with. We're known by the company we keep. Sometimes that's our own company. Yeah. All right. Here's the second one. And again, I didn't load it. Hold on. I know how to do this. Doofus. Doopy doopy doo. Oh, this is, you guys know how I have a little weak spot for Simon Sinek. This is the watering someone else's flowers. Here we go.
Someone's flowers, which is the very simple but powerful act of telling someone nice things about them. When I'm in the tunnel vision of conflict, it's often impossible for me to think of a good thing about someone.
Because there's nothing good.
There's nothing good
Clearly.
about them. Yeah. I was in a conflict with my best friend. And at the time, this was our biggest fight that we've ever gotten in. And we were in the thick of it. I said, okay, let's water each other's flowers. And she said, okay, let's try it. You start. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
I like your hair.
And I looked at her, truly my favorite person on the planet. And I could not think of a single nice thing to say.
Oh my goodness.
But I said it. And then it was her turn. And she also kind of struggled. I said another one back to her. And it was a little bit bigger, a little bit more meaningful. And I could feel that she was softening a little bit. And we went back and forth. And maybe it took like 6 minutes. And our whole conversation was different. And where we were once, like you versus me, you're evil and wrong and I'm right and morally justified. All of a sudden, the armor could soften.
I've made this mistake without doing that because I'm like, let's deal with the issue. It does make them feel undervalued, especially if there has been tension. Yeah. And so giving them some affirmation about their talents, their gifts, their contributions to the team is a good level set.
Yeah. And then it allows people to hear the things that are harder.
Because they recognize that you don't think I'm a dumbass.
Yeah. And for me, what I've also found, maybe even more shocking, is how it changes my perspective. All of a sudden, instead of only seeing this one piece of the puzzle, I'm able to see the whole tapestry.
Come on now. Isn't that good? Did you like that? I love that. I mean, there's no freaking way HR would ever let us teach conflict resolution like that. There's no way. They wouldn't do it because it would be too helpful, right? There are certain entities out there that thrive on us being in conflict with each other. So now you know, do better, right? Thank you, Lily. Yeah. Yeah. It's foolishness. You can always find something nice to say. But as a tool for conflict resolution, because there's a lot of personalities, a lot of habitual attacks on certain processes or topics or even arguments, and there's one way or the highway. But if you can take the higher road and say, wait a minute, let's hang on just a second. You know what? I really like how you use that word. I really like how you wrote that email about whatever it was, right? With friends, at work, in clubs, in organizations, there's always a way. And if there isn't, you need to have the courage to say, no, thank you. Because no is a complete sentence, and give yourself the peace of mind to step away. Maybe it's no, but maybe it's not right now. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Yeah. You know what they're doing in there, Ren. You know what that is, watering each other's flowers. You know what that is? That's a dose. Yeah. Oh, it's hitting all the good stuff. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. That's what it's hitting. DOSE. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. That's the good stuff. All right. Now, I got, let me do one, maybe two. I might do two. Yeah. Hang on. Oops. Yep. Run was ahead. If there wasn't a delay, she'd have been ahead of me in the chat. Now, This is, it doesn't look like an American bus stop, mostly because a lot of Americans don't even use bus stops, is what I'm gauging that on. But think of any awkward situation. It could be it could be a, it could be an elevator. When 3 years ago, when Dad was in the hospital dying, and me and my sisters were going back and forth, it just sucked. The time was horrible, but my sisters laughed hard, and they still tell these stories when we get together. They still tell these stories that when I'm in an elevator, I don't face the door. I actually turn around and talk to the people. Ken's seen me do this. I talk to the other people in the elevator. I'm like, hi, I'm Denise. How you doing? You know, just shake it up a little bit. Get out of the routine. You know, everybody's got shit that they're going through. It's okay. We'll just go through it together. It's all right. It's going to be okay. But this is a bus stop, but it could be an elevator. It could be a party where nobody's talking to each other. It could be an event where nobody knows anybody yet. So here, let me shut up and just show the video. Love that. Love that. Hope you did too. Anyways, you know, sometimes you just got to laugh. You just got to laugh. I shared this with a couple people, not a whole bunch, but I shared this with a couple people today. Surprisingly, a little wisdom in here as well from Mr. Steve Harvey. You got to play the video though. There you go.
If you want to stay young, you got to laugh. You got to spend a lot of time laughing now. Because when you laugh, it releases endorphins in your body. It makes you feel better. You ever see people that's mad all the time? They look up. They face look. Smile. You got to laugh, man. Now, you got to laugh every day. This not a day go by, I don't bust out laughing about something. Now, in order to laugh every day, I'm going to tell you the secret to that. Because you're not going to have something funny you see every day. You're going to have to start laughing at you ain't supposed to. That's the only way you're going to laugh every day. You're going to have to bust the out laughing at that you're not supposed to laugh at. The is out there, you just got to be open-minded. You know, stop all this Christianity and all this trying to act holy and all that. Yeah, now you ain't got to do that all the time. The Bible says there's none perfect, no, not one. If you quit trying to act perfect, you could have a good-ass time. I laugh at all kinds of man. That's what you got to do. And then, you know, you can't get stressed out. You can't let a lot of little worry about you. Like people talk about you that don't know you. Like, you got to learn how to get people out your ass, man. A lot of people stressed out because you on your job and somebody bullying you on your job got you stressed out. You ain't got to take that. And the other key to acting young is quit acting old. Damn, quit doing old. Quit making noises when you stand up. Everybody ain't got to know you getting up. Just get up. Stop that. You know, if it's hurting you to get up, hurt quietly. Make no noise, now everybody know, oh, Papa getting up. That, get up, you just hurting, just go. And then stand up. That's all you got to do. Quit acting old. You got people in your life, you don't ever ask them how they doing, because you don't even want to know, because you know something wrong. Hey, man, how you doing? And they, oh, well, my hip. That's another thing. Quit telling people about your old ass injuries. Hold on, man. My boy Cedric the Entertainer, he was at Bishop T.D. Jakes' birthday party, was last Saturday, and we was there, said, did a set. He said, you know you getting old when you be standing around and your knee just give out, and you don't even really know what happened. You be just standing around, and you've been trying to eat healthy, but you tired of eating healthy, so every time your knee go out, you blame something that's that you've been eating. He said, damn, and I'm gonna have to get off this almond milk. What the that got to do with your knee? Then he'll walk around, then he'll pop and get, man, that's got to be the last kale salad I eat. Said did a funny set, man. He had me hollering, man.
Oh, you gotta laugh. You just gotta laugh. There's enough foolishness going on out in that world that we don't need to be part of that. We don't. No, we don't. I do have a couple people that I'd like you to know about. I'm sure you know about Gary Sinise. He does an incredible amount of work for the veterans, getting them housing, getting them money, getting them whatever they need. So he's always on my list of good humans. But here's two that you may not know yet as a household name, but you really should. The first is Uncle Blaze. Now, I know for sure that I have at least 3, 4 if you count me, maybe 5, maybe a dozen dog lovers in my audience. I know you're there. This first guy is for you. This guy had a UPS route, and he retired. He retired early. I think he's young. He's like in his early 50s, maybe. But he bought himself like a UPS like truck, van, ice cream truck is what it looks like. And he goes around looking for dogs and just bringing them treats and giving them pup cups and biscuits and toys. Here, this is Uncle Blaze. Uncle Blaze. Yeah, you'd think it was. Hold on. There he is. This is somebody using their powers for good, for sure. They have certainly achieved do better status.
Hi.
How are you?
Can we just like buy a cup?
No, it's free.
Oh, it's free.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah. What's your dog's name?
Gunner.
Gunner?
Gunner.
So, Gunner, I'm going to give these to Mama for later because you can't be trusted to take them home without gobbling them down. And then
Oh my goodness.
I see that pity jar a mile away, so I got bones too. So don't go anywhere. I'll give you a Benny bone. And you do pup cups?
Yes. Oh yes. He loves those.
Nice.
Gunner.
Better than Starbucks.
Do you have like a shop locally or something?
No, I just drive around. But I have social media. You can
just give them away for free.
Because I like to. I get donations, like the toys come, all the cookies, everything comes in the mail. Companies donate, like the bone I'm going to give you. Yep.
Wow.
And I mean, I invested in the truck and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Oh, heck, come.
the rest is whatever I get in the mail, you guys get in the public. That's how I look at it.
That is awesome. Gunnar, look. What's this thingy?
I'll get you bone too. Yep. The best for last. Look at that sucker.
Oh my gosh.
Those just came in the mail too, so that'll work out that pity jaw.
Crazy.
Did a pity lab mix?
Boxer.
Oh, okay.
Boxer, yeah. And then I think that they don't know because he's a rescue.
Yeah.
So we have to do a DNA test, but
I got the twin to him at home, but black with a white chest.
I think he's got some. Do you take like donation
Nope.
money?
Nope.
No?
If I had my daughter with me, I'd say tip her, but nope.
Okay.
I pride myself on the truck being free. Just go on social media and check out your dog.
Yeah,
Watch the video.
yeah.
If you're all right with
Is it YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the name of it?
Uncle Blaze.
I think he's.
You'll see the positivity is
I took a little
awesome.
video too, so you can see the. You can. I have the name.
Yeah. Tag me in it too.
What was the dog? Hound. I feel like he's got a little because.
Oh yeah.
The way sometimes he barks, but also he has to stop every second and sniff everything, and I can't get him away from it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like.
And it's rabbit
he
season
doesn't
too.
Like other dogs do.
Yeah.
But he has to sniff it all.
Not claiming territory, he's just seeking it out.
Yeah, he just has to like sniff everything.
Yeah. And it's rabbit season too, so. Yeah, I'll throw that away. I got a trash barrel.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate this.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Say thank you, Gunnar.
Go play. Now you'll be hopped up on sugar. Well, it's unsweetened, but you don't know that because you're a dog.
You ready to come play now?
Dude, you're 22. Yeah. The last valuation I saw, Mock, is
Hold on.
creeping up on $2 billion.
Stop talking.
You're at the big boy pants table, dude.
I don't think age has much to do with it. And I think there are folks who brag about getting things done at a certain age. And then there are folks who get discredited about doing further things at a certain age. And I try to avoid that being in the calculus, right? Like
Hold
I
on.
like to show up and
Please.
it's
One moment. All right. Hey, it's almost the top of the hour. I'm going to replay that video that I made with Best Day Ever while I load up some of these other videos and get into the Navajo stuff. Here, I'm going to play that while I'm doing stuff behind the screens. Here.
Up light, a new day opens and everything feels right. I open my eyes and I already know this is the best day ever. I can feel it flow, my body feels alive, my thoughts move with ease. There's a quiet confidence moving through me. I'm grateful for this moment, grateful for my breath, grateful for the life I live and everything that's next. Every morning meets me with something new. Life keeps unfolding in ways I choose. Good things find me without the chase. Everything aligns when I hold this space. I feel good, I feel steady, I feel grounded and fully ready. Today is my day, everything flows my way. Miracles meet me in the most natural way. This is the best day ever, I can feel it in me. Everything responds to my energy. I'm the luckiest person alive. Everything works out for me. The more I trust this feeling, the more I clearly see. One decision shifts me into a new timeline. I choose who I am and everything aligns. I move with intention. motion, I move with ease. What belongs to me arrives naturally. I don't rush, I don't delay. Life supports me in every way. Every step I take feels guided and right. I move through the day with power and light. I feel calm, I feel certain, I feel open, like life is working. Today is a bright day, everything flows my way. Opportunities find me, I don't need to chase. This is the best day ever. I stand in my energy, everything responds to the state I embody. I'm the luckiest person alive, I see it everywhere, in every little moment, and how life shows it cares. I move with joy, I move with trust. Everything I need is already with us. I feel guided, I feel free. There's a natural rhythm carrying me. Today is my day, everything flows my way. Miracles show up in the most natural way. This is the best day ever. That's the energy I stay. Everything responds to the state I play. Today is my day. Today is my day.
Maybe I got my shit together. Maybe I didn't. We'll see. Thank you for your patience. Yes. All right. Back to good humans. Listen, there is, you guys know I love Mike Rowe. I love what he's doing for the trades. I love what he's doing for the youth. He is an incredible human all around. But he has a podcast called The Way I Heard It. And you can find it out there in the usual places. With my schedule right now, I only catch clips of it, usually on TikTok. But I will tell you, this kid is a treasure, and I have it in my save to watch later queue. Ethan Thornton. This is a young man. He's 22 years old. This gives me such great hope for a generation. Of course, every older generation thinks the younger generation is lost. And if that isn't the epitome of an underdog, I don't know what is, because this guy is just, he's got the cape on and he is flying. Look, check this out. I'll shut up. There, I have three little TikToks that I'm going to share. So, and he blows Mike Rowe away. All right, here we go.
Yeah. The last valuation I saw, Mock, is creeping up on $2 billion. You're at the big boy pants table, dude.
I don't think age has much to do with it, and I think there are folks who brag about getting things done at a certain age, and then there are folks who get discredited about doing further things at a certain age, and I try to avoid that being in the calculus, right? Like, I like to show up and exist based on merit of what I've done and what I look to do and what's happening today. But I do understand it's a bit strange, my age, and so it is something that gets talked about.
You're having the most consequential conversations in our country.
All right, there's the first one. This is watch Mike Rowe's reaction when he asks him about patriotism.
Misconception people have about patriotism among your generation.
Wow. I think the biggest misconception we have about patriotism generally is that we're patriotic about America because it's America. I think we need to be patriotic about America for what it does excellently well, and we need to push to fix what it doesn't.
Great answer. That is a great answer.
Wow. Your bet, dude. That's very good.
That's a good answer. What it does well. Yep. And that goes to the work of Carol Dweck that I'll get into here in a moment. And then here's the last one with Ethan Thornton and Micro.
About the future.
I am. I think it's important to be institutionally optimistic about America, but not so institutionally optimistic you fail to realize the risks that are present. And we're just talking Washington. If you went back and installed American democracy back then, I think it would make our founding fathers throw up. But similarly, if you went and installed the government that existed back then, today, it wouldn't work. And so democracy has to be this living, breathing thing that adopts as society changes.
Right.
And ideally gets better over time. Generally, it has been a massive success story of a group of people governing themselves and having extreme agency on fixing and ideally looking ahead to preemptively fix a lot of the problems we're facing.
Come on. That's a 22-year-old talking sense. Talking sense. You got to love that. I did anyways. I did that. I mean, that's... America is the underdog story. It's the biggest underdog story. But I'll get into that in just a minute. Yeah. Gosh. All right. Now, this is from a presentation that I went to 4 years ago. I got to go to it in person. Yes, his parents have done a good job. Yeah, exceptional, exceptional. We often forget to thank the parents and the environment in which he grew up in, the culture in which he grew up in. That has a lot to play. That has a lot to shape how a person thinks. But state of Arizona, big deal for state of Arizona for Navajo Code Talker Day. It is a big deal. And this is, when you get deep into it, it's a disgusting story. What we did to the Navajo, the Hopi, the Zuni, the Hualapai, the Paiute, there's 15, 19 named tribes, maybe 17 tribes in Arizona. I'm forgetting some of them, but quite a few of them actually. But the Navajo Nation is mostly in Arizona, little in Utah, little in Colorado, little in New Mexico, but the majority of the reservation area lies in the state of Arizona. But what you may not realize is, here, I got some of the pictures in case you're not familiar with Arizona for some reason. This is my friend Michael McNamara, who is a corporate photographer for the company that I work with, Salt River Project in Tempe, Arizona, Phoenix suburb. Michael is one of my top 10 photographers of all time. He does some really incredible work. He was up on the reservation with our linemen they have been working on this project for many years now. It's called Light Up Navajo because, yes, friends, in 2026, there are still homes on the reservation in America without running water and electricity. Now, some of them are back canyons that are really hard to get to, but SRP, Tucson Electric Power, APS, Arizona Power, there's 3 or 4, maybe 5. The Navajo Utilities, I forget what the acronym is. Anyways, they're working together to bring power to the Navajo reservation. And that just happens to be a picture that Michael took. And I stole that from work, don't tell him. But it's a lovely picture. Just some scrub oak and actual lights where it usually is quite dark. One of the things that I liked while I lived there, I was able to stay in a small single wide trailer out on the Navajo res, and you don't know dark. There was nothing out there. The porch light when it was on looked like a spotlight. But if you turned the light out, there was nothing. There was nobody around me, a square mile around me, nothing. It was back a dirt, sand road, just me and the cows. out in the field and this trailer that had power. But anyways, it was dark. You know, I'd sit out there and look at the owls. You could see the silhouette of the coyotes running around. I saw during daylight, I saw condor. There were condors there. Just incredible. A badger. My first time seeing a badger in real life. Just incredible wildlife out there. Anyways, it's dark. So I really like that picture. Here's some other pictures. This picture was 1941. That's a little Navajo gal outside of her hogan. That's just a print of a Navajo blanket. That pattern right there is called a squash blossom. Oh, dude. Ed, I didn't even realize you were here, honey. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Here's Michael took this picture as well. This is the Mitten. This is Monument Valley at sunrise. Some wild horses on the reservation. There's some trouble with the horses on the reservation. The stupid white people want to come in and manage the herd. But that's another story for another show. But, oh, they just piss me off. Yeah. Yeah. And, of course, that's the famous road that you might be familiar with from Forrest Gump's movie, where he's running and then he stops. But, yeah, that's Arizona. Yeah. Indigenous People Day. Oh, it's on here. It's really tiny, but it does list all the different tribes on for Indigenous People Days. But the underdogs are really the Navajo code talkers. And so let me pull my notes over here. So what you may not realize is this is such a horrible thing to say, but there was a phrase at one time when they were trying to assimilate the Navajo, the natives, because they just lumped them all together, not realizing some were Zuni and some were Hopi or some were mixed or whatever, and they just lumped them all together and ran them to the boarding houses because they figured, and this was the saying that they used, I hate it, it makes my skin crawl, it said, kill the Indian, save the man. That was their thinking at the time. Kill the Indian, so kill everything culturally about the Indian, the Native American, but save the man, save the person in there. They cut their hair, they took their language, they took their foods, they took their songs, they took their storytelling, they nearly decimated a culture. And these guys hung on to it. When I was there, they tried to teach me Navajo. I could say hello and good morning, and that was about the end of it. So, no, they didn't teach me the cuss words. But 1930s, there was a livestock reduction. So federal agents, listen to this bullshit. Federal agents citing overgrazing and erosion. Hold on, I got a picture. Did I put that? Hang on, I got a picture. Where'd you go? Oh, that's right. That file's corrupt. Anyways, they cited overgrazing and erosion. Listen, if you have ever been to Page, Arizona, there's not a lot for cattle to eat. If you've been on the reservation across 64, 160, 84, 89, all the roads that crisscross the major roads. There's plenty that aren't marked. There's plenty of Bureau of Indian Affairs roads. There's not a lot of plant life. There's some, but it's very high desert, very scrubby, sage, Mormon tea, a lot of Navajo tea is one of the plants. But so they started culling their herds. So, and the Navajo prefer sheep. They like mutton. A lot of their main dishes like corn stew, which I learned how to make, fry bread, which I learned how to make and can still make it. A lot of that involves lamb or mutton. But here comes in the 1930s, the feds saying, no, you're overgrazing. Well, it was already crap land and scrub when they gave it to them, but they said, oh, it just looks terrible. So yeah, we're going to cite you. We're going to have to call the herds because we can't have this many livestock animals on this much land. There's not enough water. There's not enough to eat. It's a bunch of bullshit, you know, and you know, BLM and US Ag still pull this bullshit with, oh, I got to stop cussing. They still pull this crap with ranchers. You know, in Arizona, depending on what land area you're in, they count it as cow-calf pairs. So this, you can only have this many cows with a baby in this many acres. And it's usually acres to cow-calf pairs because there's not a lot of good grasslands and things like you might find in Indiana or up in, you know, Western Wyoming or Northern Utah or Idaho or where other people ranch, Texas, right? And so here comes the feds and say, no, it's not like we rushed you into the boarding schools and we rushed you into the crappiest piece of land that turned out to be one of the prettiest places in America. We're also going to take your livelihood away and we're going to cull your animals. Yeah, it was crap. So anyways, think about these conditions, right? Think about these conditions. And so you've got this going on right now. They're still conscripting. They won't call it that, but they're still conscripting young males into military service. This is the 30s. What's going on in the 30s? We just finished World War I, right? What's going on in the 30s? 1930s when they came in, the feds came in and started, right? We've got the Dust Bowl about to happen in 32. You got FDR nonsense. You had the feds go in, right? Oh, Jacob Lake. Yeah. It's hard to not get lost. Yeah. Absolutely, Prairie. That's a beautiful place. That's the road that will take you out of Cameron into where the Cameron Trading Post is, Prairie. It'll take you to Jacob Lake, which is where there's a wild herd of buffalo that they want to call because they're destroying the North Rim. We just never learn. We're so stupid sometimes. Anyways, so you've got the Great Depression, you've got the Dust Bowl happening, you've got a boatload of poverty because now people can't eat, they can't support themselves, they can't sell their animals, they can't feed their families. Yet they'll take their young men and they'll cut their hair and they'll put them in service in the military. So Philip Johnston was one of those young men. And when was that? Let me get my notes. Hold on. So yeah, Philip Johnston. Now he's the son of missionaries. So he was fluent in English and in Navajo and a couple other languages. And he's with the U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you, Philip. So early in 42, there's rumblings, right? So think about early 42, what's happened? So in December 1941, December 7th, 1941 is Pearl Harbor, right? Where the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. Pick your narrative. But it was that event where the Navajo Nation as a whole said, wait a minute, we're part of America. We're a sovereign nation, but we are part of America. We want to help. So here's Philip Johnston. Now he's already in the Marine Corps. And so he says he's trying to, because they're trying to beat the Japanese. And he has this idea, because he knows Navajo. Even though they tried to beat it out of the people, he still knows Navajo. And so he goes to his commander and he says, hey, what if we did this? Now, it's not just Navajo. They actually use like turtles for tanks, hummingbirds for helicopters, so that it was a pictograph type of language and spoken language to fool the enemy, which actually worked, you know. So here's Philip, and he has this idea, and they start interviewing all the Navajo men in the Marine Corps. And most of the Navajo talkers were code talkers were all Navajo. We've had several come to Salt River Project because we have a big population of Navajo employees, and it's really great to have them come and do the insider stories for the employees and for anybody that wants to listen. So it's really, really cool. Oh, that's cool, Prairie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are smart. Yep, absolutely. So anyways, so they built this alphabet, right? And using the Navajo language with the codes, right? So let's see, I can't say them. Yeah, but they had, let me see if I've got any examples here. Yeah, turtle for tank, hummingbird was a fighter plane, an iron fish was a submarine. And so because in the Navajo culture, it's not written down. Stories are handed down. I mean, it is an honor to be considered a storyteller, to be considered a singer, to be considered a shaman. These are positions of honor. And you don't just get the title, there's merit involved. You have to memorize and accurately retell the stories, and that is how they pass down their knowledge to the next generation. It's a beautiful thing. These little devices, though, it's really hard. I don't have it on here now, but when I was working at the plant, I had a Navajo dictionary, but my mouth doesn't say those words nearly, not even close. But I tried. I bought several vocabulary books and stuff. So, but it's a hard language to learn, and it's not spoken by very many people. So, so initially there were 200 applicants, and they picked 29 of the guys who could memorize, because that's part of the culture, right? They could memorize this new alphabet that they came up with, and they could retell, they could pass messages back and forth accurately. So they got 200 initial applicants, Marines, to sign up. And of that, they picked the original 29, Philip Johnston and his gang. All told, there ended up being just about 400 Navajo code talkers. And here's why I wanted, not only is it the month that we typically recognize the Navajo code talker group, but they were underdogs. They had nothing to fight for, except they believed in America. And they believed it was going to get better. And if that doesn't drive a stake through your cold heart that when you're bitching and moaning about things aren't moving fast enough or it didn't go the way you wanted it to, get over yourself. There are people out there with real problems making real strides to make America better. And I think it's worth a little nod every August on the second Wednesday to our Navajo code talker heroes. To me, they're heroes. Roughly 400 Navajo Marines ultimately served as code talkers across the Pacific, Guadalcanal, Saipan, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Okinawa. At Iwo Jima, they passed hundreds of messages without error under extreme conditions. The Japanese never broke it. The program stayed classified until 1968. Gang, this is in the 40s. So they had to take a code of silence, what we would maybe call a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So they came back from World War II, serving our military, serving this country, defending her. And from 1945 to 1968, they weren't allowed to talk about it. That, to me, that's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. And I forgot this. All right. So Arizona became as the 48th state 48 on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1912. All right. That's when we became part of the Union. It wasn't until 1948 that these warriors could even vote. Those who don't know their history are bound to repeat it. To me, that is resilience. That is one of the biggest underdog stories. All these things working against them in this beautiful culture, this beautiful people, and they still keep going. They still keep going. It's just a great thing. So anyways, I went up to the plant. My ex left me. I didn't have a job at the time. I called my friends up at the power plant. I said, can you put me to work? Yep. Because they were closing down that coal-fired power plant. And I got to work with the Navajo, work at the power plant until she drew her last breath on November 19th, 2019. And I learned a lot from it. But when I was there, Willie Tully Brown, he went by Willie, passed away. He was born in 22, died in 2019, 92, I think that makes him. Somebody could do the math. Yeah. Anyways, he enlisted in the Marine Corps. He was one of the code talkers. But what was weird was they had in April, when I got there, beginning of April, let's see, Alfred Newman, not the magazine, not the Mad Libs, Alfred Newman. He was 94. He died in January in New Mexico. Fleming Begay Sr. passed away May 10th, 2019. He was 97. Johnny Pinto died on my birthday, May 24th, 2019. Oh, Willie was the fourth one to die. Willie Tully Brown passed in June 2019, 96. And he was out of Black Mesa. Anyways, it was a big deal because they had lost 4 Navajo code talkers in a very short amount of time. And not only was the power plant closing, we had a sole customer of the old Peabody coal mine at Black Mesa about 40 miles up the road where we got our 80 miles up the road where we got coal for the power plant. And that was another 500 employees at the coal mine that lost their jobs when the power plant closed, plus the just under 500 at the power plant that if they didn't transfer down to the Phoenix metro area to continue working, they were out of a job. So anyways, I love a good underdog story because now we have a little more reverence. I would like to think we have a little more respect for folks that do these kind of things, that they sacrifice these kinds of things, right? So here's another question for you. And it's a thinker question. You don't have to answer it right away, but I wanted to get into some other underdog stories and talk about mindset a little bit before I shut this down. I can't even believe it's already almost an hour and a half into this. But what if the story that once saved you is now the story that's holding you back? Think about these Navajo code talkers. What they did saved us. But when they got back, they weren't allowed to talk about it. And they could have been bitter about it and said, no, we're not going to tell anybody ever. But they looked forward. They had a growth mindset because they knew culturally, from tradition, from history, from generational passing down of stories, that you have to tell the story. You can't get bent and say, I'm not doing it anymore. You might want to, but that might not be the best approach. Yep. Underdogs. Of course, the 13, absolutely. Even though we all didn't get along as colonies, the story remains, the American Revolutionary War, we were the underdogs. Remember? We might be big and bad now and pushing our weight around on the global stage, but at one time, we were the underdog. Yeah. Of course, I've talked about President Washington, George Washington, crossing the Delaware Christmas night and then taking on the Hessians in Trenton, New Jersey. The next day, totally caught them by surprise. He had people going AWOL. He had everything, including weather, working against him. Nobody ever thought him as a general was going to amount to anything. Yeah, he was an underdog too. Battle of Trenton. Now, I put the Alamo here because, everybody remembers remember the Alamo, right? Remember the Alamo. And maybe you don't remember the Alamo, but we didn't win. The American side didn't win. The Mexicans kicked our ass at the Alamo because there were just a small group of people, like the American Revolutionary War. There was a small group of fighters at the Alamo holding off the Mexicans, the Mexican army. Gang, we didn't do so hot. But the spirit of those that went down fighting at the Alamo actually turned the tides on the next big battle, which my great-grandfather, our great-grandfather, fought in this battle at San Jacinto. And because their actions at the Alamo were so brave and the stories got told, we actually turned the tide on that war at that battle. Yep. Good stuff. All right, here's another guy. You may not know this guy, but I wanted to bring up just a couple early-ish, this is mid 1870s. This is a guy from the mid 1870s. And I doubt if any of you may have heard of him. Does the name Bass Reeves Bass Reeves ring a bell to anybody? It didn't for me. I was actually enjoying my little rabbit hole trip about bass. I was looking for underdogs in history, and so Grok and I had a nice little chat. And there's two that I want to share with you. So Bass Reeves is actually a black man, and he was born in slavery in Arkansas. Okay. So, but he escaped to Indian Territory during the Civil War, and he was hanging out with the Cherokee and the Seminole Indians. Oops, hold on just one second. Yeah. So he was hiding there. Anyways, here's this man. He's born into slavery on a plantation in Arkansas. He escapes, goes and hangs out with the Native Americans for a while. And in 1875, this is brilliant. He's appointed a deputy U.S. Marshal under Judge Isaac Parker. He was one of the first black deputy marshals west of the Mississippi. And for over 30 years, he arrested more than 3,000 felons by himself. He worked in rough country, no roads, no communication, by himself. He may have worn a badge, but he sounds more like a bounty hunter. But anyways, he's an underdog story. Bass Reeves, he was an enslaved man, from fugitive enslaved man to one of the most effective and respected lawmen on the frontier. I think that's a pretty cool story. All right, here's another one. And Ed, I'm really glad you're here because this lady I'm about to share with you, Mary Walker. She is the only woman ever awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. And you guys know I've shared this before. My uncle, Ed's dad, Robert Laws Sr., he was a Medal of Honor recipient. So rest in peace, Uncle Bob. We got the watch. All right. So Dr. Mary Edwards Walker. She was one of the few women physicians in the United States at the time. This is in that same time period, 1860s, 1870s. All right. She volunteered as a surgeon with the Union Army. She was initially rejected. Who's surprised? Initially rejected for formal commission because of her sex. She served anyway near the front line. She was captured, held prisoner of war, and after the war received Medal of Honor, the only woman ever awarded it. She spent the rest of her life advocating for women's rights and dress reform, often facing ridicule. She had professional exclusion. She had battlefield risk, captivity, and a lifelong defiance to gender norms. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Miss Mary. These are our underdogs. You know, they turn the tide. They do good things. Some modern day examples. I think you guys have heard me talk about this guy before. I absolutely love Gary Vee. He has podcasts. He's all over social. He's very inspirational, very colorful with his language. Don't even care anymore. It's funny how I've switched my thinking on that. But anyways, so go look for Gary Vee. And this clip that I'm going to share with you, I would encourage you. You've probably heard me say it before, but I have gained so much wisdom and knowledge and inspiration and motivation from Tom Bilyeu, Bilyeu, Tom Bilyeu, and his podcast Impact Theory. Even the old episodes are still great. They're still timely. Hey, Ghost Pepper, nice to have you here, honey. Oh, look at him. Nice to have you here, buddy. I think you're on the show on Saturday night on Foxhole Squares with us. I think you're one of our contestants. That'll be fun. I'll be looking for you. Yep. All right, here's Gary Vee.
Podcast with me, looked me dead in the face, rocked me, because it's true. Very similar to how you pegged me with, EQ and work ethic. He rocked me. He goes, do you know what your superpower is? I'm already pumped. I'm like, what? Like, what is it? I'm like, what is it? And, and usually in those moments, I think he's going to say something like work ethic and EQ would not surprise me. That I'm super understand. But he looked at me and goes, your superpower, and you have this more than anybody I've ever seen, your ability to not judge yourself is remarkable. And that's my answer. Every day, my ambition is insane. If I decide to sleep all 24 hours in the next 24 hours, I'm thrilled. It is the combination of those two. I love what I do, and if today, my ability, and this gets into a singular voice mentality, because I don't think most people are actually judging themselves either. I think they're taking the voices of others to allow themselves to be judged. People are like, Gary, I hear you, but what if they're like, I get it, don't listen to others, but what if your own voice, the one in your own head is telling you suck shit, or this, that, and the other thing? I'm like, you've taken on the voice of someone else. I really believe that. And for some reason, through self-esteem, serendipity, and many other things, I consciously, in third grade, decided to not try in school. Not because I was the normal third grader, because I definitely wasn't. It was because I was like, fuck, this has nothing to do with my life. And I'm going to start working on my actual skill. And I'm willing to deal with the judgment of my teachers. Do you know how not fun it is to grow up your whole life and have all your friends' parents think you're a loser? Because the only framework in society at that time is your school grades. I think more kids have to learn how to be in a framework of adversity. Because the alternative is why we have so much sadness, which is parents are creating fake environments, kids have no adversity, and everything's taken care of in one way or the other, whether through financial or delusion. And then they go into the real world, and mommy and daddy aren't around anymore, are they?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. What you don't know about Gary Vee, possibly, is Gary Vee was born in Belarus under the Soviet Union, before the Soviet Union fell. He lived in a studio apartment in Queens with 5 other family members. His dad bought a liquor store, and he worked in the liquor store, bagging groceries, doing all the things from, as soon as he was able to reach the stuff, he was working in the liquor store. He was helping his mom. He has a sister, but, bagging ice, doing deliveries. He has let's see what this is. Now they have, oh yeah, he did. He loves baseball cards. He does all those collector, I call them toys. You guys, if you watch Foxhole Squares on Saturday night when Dash is there, he has, Common Nerd, they have all these collectibles behind them. I call them toys. I know that's not nice, but they look like toys to me. But Gary Vee does a lot of trading and inspiring kids to sell and make money through trading cards and collectibles. He's out there working with the public. He's amazing. He started the YouTube series called Wine Library because he worked in a liquor store. So he learned about all the wines, and he started a wine club, and it's a rags to riches immigrant story, underdog story. And that guy puts so much good out into the world. It's just incredible. Now, he can get a little direct, like with this lady. This is beautiful. This is typical Gary Vee. I love him for this.
People talk about my... Period. Stop. Don't say anything else. I want you to put your 2 fists out like this. Now I want you to do this. Now I want you to do this. Now I want you to do this. My darling, listen to me. You have to stop being scared. What, they're gonna make fun of you because you only got 5 likes? I'm gonna tell you the biggest secret in the world. Everybody else here, me included, sucks too. You understand? There's no one special. There are certain people that are more beautiful. Fine. There are certain people that are faster. There are certain people that have more money. There are certain people that are smarter or more clever or more funny. That does not matter. That has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with me. You must post. And you must post because you will help other people. Because after you post for 1 year, you will tell stories about this moment and you will help other people. Do you understand? And more important than making money is helping other people.
Amen. That's what we do. Come on now. That's just inspirational. Here's a couple others. Maybe you know these stories, maybe you don't. So do you guys know the name Damon John? Maybe you know the brand FUBU, for you by us, or for us by us. So Damon was raised in Hollis, Queens. His parents divorced when he was 10. Family dropped into poverty. He was a hustler, though. He worked as a waiter at Red Lobster. Had dyslexia, but it was undiagnosed. He began sewing and selling hats and shirts with friends. He formalized the brand as FUBU, for us by us. Banks turned him down. His mother took a second mortgage on her house to keep his business alive. Local promotion, product placement with rappers, and persistence. FUBU became a major streetwear brand. John later became a long-time Shark Tank investor. Neighborhood hustle to a national brand and almost no starting capital. Yeah. All right, here's two more. I love these stories. So Jan Kohm, born in Kiev, Ukraine, 1976, grew up without hot water. At 16, immigrated to Mountain View, California with his mother. They lived on government assistance. Nobody's surprised, but you got to do what you got to do. Government assistance and food stamps. Self-taught computer networking by studying used manuals. After years at Yahoo, he co-founded WhatsApp. Some of you may use WhatsApp, but he co-founded WhatsApp in 2009. Facebook acquired it, which is when I stopped using it. Facebook acquired it for nearly 19 billion with a B. So refugee level poverty and self-education in one of the largest tech exits of our era. And then finally, I'm not a fan of these things, but there are people that wear them. I don't care. I'm just going to be fluffy. I'm too old to freaking worry about it anymore. Sarah Blakely. Do you know that name? Sarah Blakely? Maybe you know Spanx. Maybe you've heard that. Yeah. So born 71 in Clearwater, Florida, failed the LSAT twice. She worked at Disney World, then sold fax machines door to door. Yeah, the old kind, fax machines. She was frustrated by visible panty lines under white pants. She cut the feet off control top pantyhose, and that experiment became Spanx. Oh, send that to me. Send me. I love those stories. We love these underdog stories. Anyways, she invested her $5,000 in savings, wrote her own patent, spent 2 years persuading skeptical hosiery mills while she still worked her sales job. She had no fashion or formal business background, but her persistence turned into Spanx, into a major brand, and she became one of the youngest self-made female billionaires. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, I think. Anyways, I love those stories because it's mindset, right? It's mindset. It's this. Gang, we have been through the shit. we continue to go through it. Your mindset will make or break you. It's okay to derail for a little bit, but we got to get back on the rails, right? If you have not read the book, oh, thank you. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. I'm always thirsty for knowledge. Thank you. Share any of that stuff with. By the way, you can email me anytime, dobetterranch@gmail.com anytime. If you got ideas, if you want to share thoughts, just say hi. I'm okay with that. Hell, you can call me. I'll put my phone number in the chat if you want. Just let me know. Or DM me somewhere. DM X, Twitter. You can DM me. I'll give you my phone number. I'll chat. I don't care. I know how to hit the block button if you're a weirdo. Anyways, where was I? Mindset. Oh, okay. So I read this book when I started really getting into safety leadership workshops about 15 years ago. I knew I liked the psychological side of safety. I knew I liked the behavioral science side of safety, why people do the things they do, what are the systems that drive them to work the way they, all that nerdy stuff. I love that stuff. But really, it was just an opening of a door for me to talk to people. And under the guise of, I just told a friend of mine this today, I think it was recently. But under the guise of safety, I get to tell people, you matter. I get to show them that they are a good human and how they can do better. It's awesome. I love what I do. But it takes mindset. I am a work from home, self-employed person. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I don't have the cushy security of a corporation doing all the payroll, the taxes, the insurance, the bennies, the retirement funds. That's all on me. But that was a choice that I made back in 1997. It was made for me. I just shifted my mindset and said, I like this. So you got to grow. You can't get stuck in a fixed mindset. It's got to be a growth mindset. And I know that sounds corporate-y in a pseudo psychology kind of way, but I will tell you, this woman's book, her name is Carol Dweck, Dweck. And she was a clinical psychologist. She had done a lot of experiments on mindset. She is amazing at explaining the contrast between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And, it caught on in corporate America. I'm looking into it. This is back in 2009, 2010, 11, 12, right in that area. And then maybe 7-8 years later, our corporate office says, yes, everybody has to take growth mindset training. Okay. They really didn't explain it. And you still have people that say they have a growth mindset, but they really don't. They just play one on TV. But if you haven't read this book, go check this book out. You can listen to it too. But what she did here, let me get the study. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. So have you ever heard, I'm going to use a real example. Hopefully Ken's still awake and still here. So recently I shared with Ken that I got asked back to a particular group that holds a safety conference every year for the 4th time. That's pretty rare at a safety conference to be asked back 4 consecutive years. It's pretty rare. I'm very honored to have been asked back. And so when I shared my good news with Ken, who I have been friends with for 30 plus years now, 32, 94, is that when we met? God, we're old. Anyways, he goes, you were built for this. He could have said, congratulations. He could have said, oh, you're a natural. But there's something different in the way he said that. That is a growth mindset. You were built for this, right? It's not a rest on your laurels. You're good. You don't have to practice anymore. You don't have to rehearse. You don't have to keep studying, keep perfecting, do auctioneering drills, do voice exercises. You're built for this. And it's because it's a continual learning model for me. And he knows that about me. When you tell somebody they're a natural, it's nice, but I want you to think a little bit deeper on this, because when you say somebody's a natural, that's the end of it. Maybe they don't study anymore. Oh, I don't need to study anymore because I'm a natural. I got this, right? Some of you may have experienced that going from high school to college, right? College kicked my ass because everybody said, oh, you're so smart, Denise. You don't ever study. And that didn't work at college for me. That's another story. So there's ways that we speak to each other, kind of like the watering someone else's flowers. So what can I learn here? How can I stretch? What strategy might work better? And I don't care if you're running cows, heavy equipment, working on a line crew in your own family, at a job you may or may not like, with the people you know online. There's always a way to say in a comment, in a conversation, what are you saying to somebody that makes them stretch just a little bit more, shift their perspective just a little bit, maybe look at it a little bit differently. Like, oh, have you considered this avenue? You should look into, isn't as well as accepted as, have you considered trying perhaps this? Maybe. I hope that's making sense. So, but you shift back and forth between those two domains, right? You're either locking somebody into a box, that's a fixed mindset, or you're allowing the box to open so that there's more elbow room and room for growth. That's the growth mindset, right? Where somebody's a lifelong learner, where they have a lot of interests, where they're trying to do better, right? This is what Carol Dweck is trying to tell in her book. And our mindset of understanding a growth mindset turns us from underdog into superhero. I'm convinced of it. So if you think of the word success, right? If you have the word success, so in a fixed mindset, you're going to see, oh, you did that really well. Well, I'm special, right? A fixed mindset is going to feed the ego. I'm special. That's why I was successful. It's ego. It's ugly is what it is. So it's from a fixed mindset. If there's a success, a team wins a championship, an athlete does really well, somebody exceeds on the job, the fixed mindset says, it's a confirmation bias. It confirms, oh, I am special, so I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing, getting what I'm getting, because I'm special and I won. That's a fixed mindset. Whereas a growth mindset is going to say, yeah, I did great. It was awesome. You know what I'm going to do next time? It's that kind of thinking. That's a growth mindset, right? So if that's the contrast of the two houses, if you will. For failure, right? If somebody in a fixed mindset experiences a failure, right? They're going to hear that verdict and they're going to fix fixate on traits. Well, I'm too short to play basketball, or I'm too fat to run a race, whatever it is, right? They're going to fixate on traits, and they're going to be a little bit defensive and justify why they lost. Okay. We all do it sometimes. It's okay. I'm just identifying so we can do better, right? So a fixed mindset with a failure is going to do the blame game, right? Whereas a growth mindset, they're going to say, oh, that one stung, but maybe if I make a few adjustments, I can do better next time. That's a growth mindset, right? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Does that make sense? I haven't been watching the chat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So whether it's a success or a failure, it's about effort, right? Somebody with a fixed mindset, they're the ones that give up. Well, I can't do that. Do you guys remember Bugsy Malone? Anybody remember Bugsy Malone? He was a NBA superstar back in the day. 90s, I think. When did I watch basketball? I don't watch any of it anymore. Maybe the 90s, Bugsy Malone. Little fella, like 5'4". He's a speedy little bastard. He'd go up and down that court, just around those tree trunks on the basketball court. He was incredible to watch. Johnny Stockton, he was 6 foot. Johnny Stockton, Utah Jazz. I think he was 6 foot, 6'1". But against the 7-footers, he just looked like a little peewee, right? If either Bugsy or Johnny Stockton had Kevin Johnson, 6'1", same as me. If they had a fixed mindset, they would have never become the NBA superstars that they were. They were in NBA terms, they were short, right? Am I saying the name wrong? Maybe I said the name wrong. Oh crap. Wait, am I saying the name wrong? Bugsy? Oh, I am saying the name wrong. Oh crap. Somebody look that up for me. I am saying the name wrong. I'm sorry. He was like 5'4". He was a little bastard, just a little fella. I think I got the name wrong. And I think he played for either the Clippers or the Jazz. Might have been Houston. Anyways, Kevin Johnson played for the Suns. I do remember that. That was the early 90s. But for effort, right? If somebody will come up with the name. Sorry about that. Yeah, Bugsy Malone, I think, is a gangster. No, not Karl Malone. Oh, the mailman. That was Karl Malone. That he was the mailman. No, there was another guy. Crap. Shoot. God, I need help. But for the fixed mindset, when it comes to the effort involved in doing better, they're going to hide behind their lack of natural ability. They will take the credit if there is a success for whatever happened. But what they'll do, Muggsy Bogues, that's the guy. Thank you, Prairie. Thank you, Prairie. Muggsy Bogues. Bugsy Malone. I was close. Oh my God. Yeah. These are old references, Lily. I'm not up to date on any current sports people at all. Anyways, when it comes to the growth mindset and the effort to accomplish something, it is what I am trying to do here on my currently virtual Do Better Ranch. And the growth mindset is the underpinning to us as humans on this ride How can we keep open to do better? How can we look at a situation and adjust? How can we shift our perspective when given new information? How do we do better? We are right now, if you are in this movement and awakening to the corruption and the evilness that has enslaved us as humanity for millennia, if you are awake, you understand that we are the underdog, the ultimate underdog. But we're going to win. We are going to be Susan Bradley and Yom Koom, and we are going to be the 13 colonies one more time because we've already won. We're going to win. We're going to win again. 5'3". Thank you, Prairie. Muggsy Bogue. Man, he was a speedy little bastard. Yeah, I bet you can find some of his Muggsy Bogue's videos out on YouTube. I bet he's still out there. Man, he was speedy. I mean, he looked like a 4-year-old out on the basketball court. Yeah. But if he'd have let his height stop him, he'd have never been a superstar in the NBA. Yeah. Yeah, it might be a simulation. That's all right. You have to write the code for the simulation. We are the code. We get to write it. We are that source code. All right. I think I've rattled on long enough. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. Thanks for letting me rant for a little bit. Let me pull this back up. Yeah, if you're just listening in or maybe on a phone, I have a couple things here on this slide. There's 3 slides here. The underdog story often begins with real constraints, like Muggsy and being 5'3", but wanting to be in the NBA. Real constraints, but genuine grit. But if it hardens into, I'm the person who has to overcome disadvantage, that you always label yourself and you play their game and you're in that situation, you have a fixed mindset. Good news, you can break free. When we who are awake, we who have been down the rabbit holes, we who have done a diligent amount of research and found wrong things and believed wrong things and then got new information and adjusted our outlook. Gang, it's an ongoing process. But when you say, I am this and stop there, that is a fixed mindset. You don't grow from that. You're in proving mode. I am right because I am Catholic. I am whatever. Pick something, right? I am Catholic, therefore, this is all right. Well, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Open, 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 right? You got to look forward. It's not just say try harder, right? That just try harder. Not that. No, listen, sometimes you're not meant to do something, so stop. But that empty effort praise, oh, just try harder, you'll be okay. No, stop doing that. You know, you were really good at that part. I wonder, have you ever considered this? Really effective feedback changes everything, right? But you've got to get, when you see somebody being ineffective in their current strategies, again, it could be their finances, it could be how they live, it could be their work, whatever it is. You've got to say, all right, there's got to be a better way. Where can I go learn more? Who can tell me and give me good feedback, right? But you've really got to embrace the drive, like you guys have, like my friends have, continual learning. You don't get suckered into the false prophets, right? That false growth mindset. You really got to dig. You really got to keep learning. And then finally, the mindset's on a continuum, baby. I have a mindset today. I could change it tomorrow. You know why? Because if I'm presented with new information, I make an adjustment, right? I don't stick in one domain. I may like what I learned right now, and I'm on it and sticking to it. Like I'm doing the whole Celtic sea salt water. By the way, I'm down 10 pounds, and I feel great. I can move. I can dance again. I'm gonna lose another several pounds. Yeah. But maybe I find out later I don't like that. Maybe it's not working for me anymore. Presented with new information, maybe I try something else. That's a growth mindset. Yeah. All right. All right. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. I give shout outs to the folks that have helped me. Maybe they'll help you. Here's some on TikTok. All the cabinet guys. The cabinet is hilarious. And just in this past week, they have upped their freaking game on the TikToks. It's smoking on their accounts. I mean, they got the music and the scores, and it's hilarious. Salty, who I didn't learn the Celtic seesaw from, but he inspired me, and he deserves a follow out there. Some of the other ones are our very own American Stylist 9, the High Vibration Shift, who I was able to license the opening song that I played for you, The Best Day Ever. I also play the I Am the Source song from them. I have 2 other songs that I'm going to hopefully be able to license from them. Hinderless 22, our Nobody Left Behind friends. Coffee Talk with Sandra, of course. I love that girl. We're going to start a new show sometime. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, I've lost 10 pounds in less than a month. Yeah. Yeah, I feel good. Yep. Out on X, these are my favorites. I'm sure you have your own. Feel free to drop them in the chat. There's so many. I can't put them all on the stage. And when I get over here to Pill, so many. I didn't see him today, but usually Snarl Barky is around. I just freaking love that handle so much. He's always reposting the show. Hawks, who's one of the contestants, of course, Ghost Pepper. I got to get Ghost Pepper on here too. You guys hear me talking to Lily and Ren and Ken in the chat. Ed, come on in. It's fun. Yeah, hang out with our friends. Just a few little things. That, of course, the show's on Saturday night, 9 Eastern. I'm in the bottom center square. It's a lot of fun. I forget what our theme is this week. Yeah, but we're on pill.net, home of true free speech. Yeah, I don't know of anybody getting shadow banned or whatever it is they call it. I don't even care. There's some days I get on TikTok and I never see a new video ever. And I'm like, I probably screwed up somewhere. Oh, I know. I put the word retarded in somebody's comments. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got shut down for like 12 hours. I didn't see anybody's post for like 12 hours. Yeah, they didn't like that. It was retarded. Anyways. Oh, look at that. Oh, Prairie, that's a great little sticker in pill.net with Sandra and her little tortoise cat. Yep. Oh, it went home. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, rest in peace, Tori. I had a weird thing yesterday here at this house that I'm staying at. I swear, I was outside and I came back in and I swear I saw my dog Sage in the front bedroom back here. And I turned my head to look back and she was up on I know she's not here, but I think her spirit was here. And it kind of made me cry because I miss her. But they're around. They're around. All right. God bless America and all who defend her today, tomorrow, and yesterday, just like our Navajo code talkers. But you know what? You don't have to serve in the military to do her proud. Just do better. Where we go one, we go all. Please wear some red on Friday to remember everyone deployed until they all come home. Please. Here's a couple words of wisdom to leave with you before I take off and play a little outro video. 4 simple reminders for life. 1, look back and learn. 2, look forward with hope. Please don't lose hope. we're just getting to the good part. I know you've heard that over and over, but things are moving. The earth is literally shaking. Things are good. Look around, stay grounded, hug a tree, talk to a stranger. Just be cool, chill out. It's going to be okay. Look within and get to know yourself. You're the best one of you there is. I got this from Frank McFarland over on TikTok. It's probably an AI account. I don't know who he is, but I like this post with the little cowboy and horse. Listen first, speak slow, and anger don't ride well on any trail. That's good advice from a cowboy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, I saw her out of the corner of my eye, Prairie, and then I looked right at the bed, and she was there. It wasn't solid, but it was like a ghost of my dog, and that's my Sage girl. She was a 11-and-a-half-year-old Great Pyrenees that had to go home too early. Yeah. All right. Let me see. What am I going to play for you on the way out? Oh, gang, you'll love this. You might have heard this before. Which one is this? This moment, President Trump, one of his speeches. It's called This Moment. Gang, I'll see you next week. Love y'all. Thanks for being on the ranch. Happy trails.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.